Welcome. You are about to be seen on a deeper level by the people in your life. We've had a very strong energy of being seen by more people, a broader audience, getting a lot of attention for your creations or something like that. This is a little bit different. This energy and this message is about how you've been doing a lot of inner work and maybe not talking about it very much with the people in your immediate environment. So like your closest friends and family. Maybe in the beginning of this journey, like after your awakening, you were like, I have to tell people about this. Like, I have to talk about this. And then observing that they weren't quite ready to hear about it. They didn't want to, like, that wasn't their jam. And you, instead of it discouraging you from doing the work on yourself, it only discouraged you from talking about it as much as you wanted to talk about it, because it was exciting for you. It was something that was healing for you, and you really wanted to just share that with other people, and other people might have been defensive about it, like not wanting to hear about it because they felt like you were pushing it on them or something like that. Whatever it was, it felt like you were in the space of not being able to fully share what you were going through. And so you did it on your own. And now that you're on this side of it, like you're in a vibration where you are really in perfect alignment. This message, you'll know this is for you because your life is just nonstop synchronicities and divine timing and abundance from nowhere. Like things just work out for you. And there was a decision made at some point that might have felt a little selfish, where you're like, okay, there's like you wanted to bring all of these people with you. You're like, I'm doing all of this work and it feels amazing and I'm healing all these things and I'm regaining my power, and like wanting other people to have access to that within them. And when you realize that they weren't ready to hear it or not ready to do the work, which is okay, you know, like everybody gets there in their own time. And it might be this lifetime and it might not, and that's okay. You made peace with that and you're like, okay, well, I guess this is just me. But feeling a little bit selfish to do the work on yourself and overcoming that little bit of fear that you might end up on your own. Like if you're doing this work and they aren't, where does that, like how does that, what does that mean for your future together, for the relationship? And so you've been doing this work on your own. You've been reborn into your dream life, and now you had to get there internally first, and you are in perfect alignment. Can we say this another way or offer any examples? You're not bothered. You're able to love in an unconditional way. You don't need other people to perform for you or do things for you or react a certain way, like in order for you to feel good. When things go wrong, it doesn't bother you. You're like, oh, cool, whatever. Like, yep, it'll be fine, whatever. Like, it's all good. It's always all good. That's who this message is for. And now comes like the icing on the cake, where the people in your life are here with you. Like their vibration has increased as well as a result of just observing you, of being around your light, of being exposed to your vibration as you do the work that you've been doing. You have alchemized on such a deep level that it has healed the people around you. And now they are in a space where they can see. They can see you, like really see you for who you are in the fullness of your light. Not everyone in the world is able to receive the fullness of our light. And that's kind of a bittersweet thing where you're like, it feels good to feel so good, but it doesn't feel good when other people don't feel good with me, or when people resent me because I feel so good. All of that's gone. You are now in the space of the people that you love the most, the people that are closest to you, are going to start asking questions. What you were trying to talk about, like in the beginning, what you were trying to share with them, the techniques that you were like, oh, if you just do this, it does this, and like the energy clears and then you're free. Like, you have been wanting to liberate people and they just weren't in the space. Now they are. So get ready for people to start asking questions. And I feel like for some of you, the questions might come through first as kind of like, why are you so happy? You know? And like, you don't take it in a, like kind of way. You just respond to it literally. Like, oh, well, here's why. And like, you share your reasons and maybe some of your mantras, like whatever the things you've been like, I'm seeing like loops of things in your mind. A spiral. You have been working in a spiral where you just do different things at different times. You are living in this spiral energy while everyone else is kind of trying to live in a linear way. So when they come to you with these questions, they may not fully understand if you try and tell them about everything, which is okay. I feel like your intuition is going to guide you in the right way, but the excitement that you're going to feel, oh, that's the core of the message. We're not meant to give advice for how to get through that part. This is just a message of absolute joy because you're like, I can't believe that they're asking me. Like, I've been doing that. Like, you have been living it, not just doing it. You have been living the work. You've been being the work. You are the work. So for them to come and ask you about this, it's like if you were like a composer. Like, imagine you spent 10 years composing the most beautiful symphony, and in the very beginning you were trying to explain it to people. You're like, well, I layered this here and I have this solfeggio here and I have this big beautiful crescendo and this happens, and people are like, we don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What are you talking about? And you're like, okay, they don't get it. That's okay. And you keep working. You work in silence. You keep your head down. You just keep diligently feeding this journey and doing this for yourself, knowing it's going to result in a beautiful masterpiece. So at the end of it, you've composed this beautiful masterpiece and everyone is listening to it. And now as people are listening to it, they're moved. They're changed. Like, just in the listening to it, something shifts within them. And they want to know how you did it. They want to know why you did it that way. Where did this come from? Why that crescendo in that place? Why this sound in that section? And that's what this is for you. Like, you are the masterpiece. You have composed a masterpiece, and the masterpiece is yourself. And now, as a living masterpiece, people are able to fully see like the end result of all of that work. People are able to figuratively listen to your masterpiece just by being around you. You are your masterpiece, and they want to know how you did it. They want to know how you got there, because nothing shakes you. Nothing knocks you off your center. Nothing takes your joy. Nothing makes you mad. Nothing puts you in a place, like nothing ruins your day. Nothing bothers you. You are completely unbothered and just shining bright all the time, like no matter what. And other people are getting knocked off balance. This is going wrong. Life is upside down. And they're like, how? How are you able to stay stable in this energy? How are you able to smile through all of this that you're going through? And you're like, because it does, like it's time to share. Now is the time to share. And it's so exciting. And you don't have any ounce of like, I told you so. Like, there's not any shred of wanting to backtrack and be like, well, I tried to tell you guys about this and like y'all wouldn't listen. There's none of that in your energy. It just is a pure, open, loving vibration. And that is what keeps people hooked, is that when they do ask, because there's a vulnerability that has to take place, because they may or may not remember that you tried to share this with them once upon a time and they didn't want to hear it. And now they're asking like, oh, how did you do that? There's just not any desire or need for you to rub it in their face. But that's almost what they expect, because subconsciously they do remember that you did try and talk about this and they weren't in the space to hear it. That's because it was such a vibrational mismatch. They were, I feel like it's like a default vibration where they're just kind of at the mercy of the circumstances, like whatever is going around. I'm like tossed in the wind. Like they're just being blown around by whatever things come up in their life and reacting to that, and you know, living by default. Like they don't know that they have the ability to change how they think about something, and they don't know. So where were we? Stop, lost my train of thought. Vulnerability. It takes them quite a bit of vulnerability to approach you and ask you about this. So there's part of them that is like half expecting you to say, I told you so, or rub it in their face, or be kind of like self-righteous, because there's an aspect of this spiritual journey where it can come across as like an energetic snob, where you're like, I'm not going to say those words anymore because those words make me feel bad. People are like, oh, you don't say words now? Where you're like, I'm not going to go to that person's house because I have energetic boundaries now, and that person does not pass the vibe check. And they're like, oh, so you're too good for that person now? No, but I'm mindful of my energy, and my energy is really hard to keep up when I'm around that person, and that's my choice to just not be around that person. It comes across as energetic snobbery. So when they approach you with this and they're like, hey, like for real though, like how are you doing this? They half expect you to come back in some kind of self-righteous kind of way. And you don't. You're just very openly and lovingly, well, I tried this. I did some of this. I did some of this. And just like gently like explaining, or just like letting them know the few things that you did, and just like let it be simple. It's so juicy and it's so fun. The next thing that comes after that is a deeper level of intimacy within your relationships. That's beautiful. That energy feels like such a deep satisfaction. I'm feeling it like right in my solar plexus. There's like a healing, a massive healing, because you've been doing this whole journey. Maybe for your whole life, you've kind of been a person that doesn't belong. Like you don't quite fit in. You're not like everyone's cup of tea. Like you're very unique, and you are on a path that requires you to pave the way forward when everyone else is just running around on pre-paved roads. Like, you're forging a new path forward, and that's lonely. It's lonely. It can get really exhausting too, but like, mostly it's lonely. And you're not lonely now. You don't feel lonely. You've done the work on your own, and you've tapped into like all of the infinite support within you and around you, like energetically. And you're in a space where you don't feel lonely, but for a long time you did. And now, as you share who you are and how you got to where you are, other people receiving it and like hearing what you have to say, and like, I'm feeling like the nod of agreement, like just like, just like when they just like, like when you're talking, you can feel the vibration like connect, and it's so fulfilling, and it really heals something that you healed within yourself already, but it's like it's like icing on the cake. I don't know how else to explain it. It's like gravy. Like, everything is in energetic alignment, but this is just like an extra like sprinkle of manifestation, an extra sprinkle of punctuation of your perfect alignment. Because when you set out for your dream life, it included everybody that you love. You weren't like, I want to be completely at peace. I want to exist in perfect bliss. I want to be joyful and abundant and prosperous and healing. I want to be this big, beautiful, bright light, but I want to do it by myself. That's not your dream life. Your dream life is for the people that you love the most to see you and appreciate you and deeply understand everything that you are. And that's the space you're getting into. So increased intimacy in your relationships, connecting on a deeper level. I'm feeling like for some of you, you don't like the idea of like teaching, where you're like, cool, they're gonna ask about it, but like, what do I say? Because I'm not a teacher. I don't want any responsibility for them, like energetically. Just take it lightly. Just let it be very light. If they come to a point where they need an actual teacher, they will find their teacher, just like you found your teachers and then became your own teacher. They're on the path that you have already paved. It's a thing that is like happening in real time, and it sounds so intangible when we talk about forging a new path and paving the way forward. That sounds like something your ancestors did. That sounds like something that pioneers like long ago have done. But it's also something that's always happening now by new pioneers, new innovators, people that are here to break patterns and break cycles. So you're able to see in real time the benefit to the people that you love the most from the path that you have paved. From all the work that you've done, you now get to witness the ones you love the most reaping the rewards or reaping the benefits of that work that you've done. When before, that would have taken generations. Like our ancestors, I don't know if my grandparents ever got to see me in my fullness. Like, it's something that takes a few generations normally to do. But we are in this rapid acceleration because you are in perfect alignment. It's very much like a chariot energy where nothing is holding you back. All of the things before that were limitations and restrictions and doubts, with all of those things cleared away, you have paved yourself the road forward with perfect clarity. And now it's like before, I'm seeing you like with a machete in the jungle, and you're like having to like chop your way through absolutely everything for years. It felt like so much work. And now like you've gotten to this clearing and you're like full exhale, like, oh, this is beautiful. I can just go. But you've built up so much strength from using your machete, from chopping down jungle. You have built up this inner strength that makes you almost superhuman. So now that you're at this clearing and you have a clear path forward and there's no more chopping, there's no more clearing of obstructions, all you have to do is use your focus and be like, I want that, and hit the gas pedal. Just go, and you fly straight forward into exactly what you want. You have a very potent manifestation power. This feels like a new message, but oh no, it's part of the same message, because the way you respond to the people that start asking you questions, the way you respond matters. So whether they're coming to you as like hater and they're like, who do you think you are? Why do you think you get to be this happy? Or if they're coming to you like, no, like, low-key, girl, what you doing? Because I want that. That's how I want to feel. That's what I want every day forever. I want what you got. Can you share? No matter like what angle they're coming at you to ask how you got to this place of bliss, the way you respond matters. They are in a vulnerable place, and you remember what that was like. You remember before you really set foot on this path how scary it was to think about doing something completely different, or doing something that really is outside the box. You remember how scary that is, and so you treat them with compassion. Whether they love you or hate you, it doesn't matter. You don't care. You're like, thank you for asking. I'm gonna tell you. I don't know if you mean that in a mean way. I don't know if you're trying to make fun of me, but I'm gonna answer your question because that's who I am. Like, I'm gonna answer your question with love, hoping that the answer will be of some benefit. Infusing light into everything that you do. So your manifestation power being very potent right now, everything that you do matters. Everything you do out of alignment will be right in your face like that. The word karma is kind of loaded, but it's almost like instant karma, where when you act out of alignment with who you are now, it is right back in your face, like immediately, like within minutes. And that's not a punishment. That's not somebody being like, oh, you knew you shouldn't have done that, and like now you're being punished, now you got to pay the price. No, that's you and you being like, you knew that was out of alignment and you did it anyway. Why did you do it? To see what would happen? Because here's what happens. And you being like, oh, okay. So everything that you do manifests almost instantly. Is there more to that message, or what? Bats and swords. Symbols? Are we giving symbols now? I don't know. Okay, so bats and swords might be significant for somebody. It feels like the combination of the two. A bat with a sword, or a sword with a bat. Feeling like it might be a tattoo. Starting to look kind of like a tattoo. I don't know what it means. That must be some kind of like separate message or a symbol for somebody, but existing in the flow. And you're so happy. Like, you don't want anything. This message found you, and you're a person who's really just like, I'm good. I'm living my life. I'm doing the things. And like, there's things that you want to be different in your life, but you know that they're coming. You know that it's already in the works because you feel it. This feels like something that was really, you moved past it. Like, you had a fear and you did the thing anyway, which is true courage. And that's absolutely beautiful. where you were afraid to lose people around you. And now you're about to get confirmation that not only are you not losing them, they are so attracted to your light that it's healing them. Your light is so bright that it is healing for the people around you without them having to do any of the work that you've done. But they want to do some of the work that you've done because they think that you're really cool. The fullness of your light cannot be ignored. It cannot be disputed. It's like they almost like thought you were faking. Well, this is for sure, for sure. They thought you were making it up. They thought you were putting on a happy face. They thought you were just like, oh, everything's fine. Everything's okay. And like dying on the inside. They thought you were fake as hell. And now they can see. So I wonder if something happened like to kind of test it. You know, like how situations that create a lot of pressure, they really test and like reveal your true colors. And I feel like if you've been through something like that, so maybe something has happened within your family where everyone else was completely knocked off balance, but you held steady in your energy. And not only were you not knocked off balance, you're also still full of light and able to hold space for the other people that were impacted. That feels kind of like the catalyst, like that was like the trigger point for people to be like, how'd she do that? How'd they do that? Like, I'm feeling how I'm feeling. How are you still good over there after this? Share, because I need it. So I think that's our message for you. I love you so much. We see the work that you do. We see everything that you are. And we're so happy that you're here. Lots of love to you. Till next time.